Hello, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For your main part of your read, I'm going to use the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards out as needed. That looks very familiar. Was that Libra it was like that for? Judgment. Judgment in the favor of the relationship, whatever that means. Let's see how that goes forward. Judgment in favor of the relationship. That's good. I think that's good. We'll find out soon enough. Stop. Judgment in favor of the relationship. Okay. I'm getting things coming forward. You found an option. You found a decision. You found a decision? How do you find a decision? You've made a decision? No, you found a decision. How do you find a decision? I don't get it. When I'm getting this, it's the Two of Pentacles. It's coming up with the abundance. You found something. It feels like the decision has already been made. And I feel like you're adding yourself into it. And this is a really good thing that you're getting involved in. I feel like this is really good. I don't really know how much it actually has to do with your partner, though. Because I feel like you're going through something on your own. You found something, the decision has already been made. You're adding yourself into it. And I'm getting the World card in your challenge position. Like this could change a lot of things in your life. The question is, how far will that really go? Because this is in your challenge position. How much this really changes your life seems to be subjective to how far you want it to. That's very interesting. Because this is in the challenge position, it's not mutable, I wouldn't say that, but I feel like it's a variable about how much. It's definitely going to change some things, but how far that goes is the question. And I feel you working towards this. You're working to create the balance. And I feel like that's the whole thing with the World card here as the challenge card. You're working through this, and it's up to you to define that right balance to how much it should change and how much it should stay the same. You have to work through it, and I get that. That makes sense. Now, your partner, while you're going through this, I'm getting them with the Moon card. They don't seem to know how they fit into the situation. And I'm seeing them here with the Four of Swords. They don't really feel like there's much for them to actually say about it at this point, or even do about it. They seem to be just putting down that sword and just kind of waiting to see how it shakes out. They don't know where it's going. They don't know how they fit into it. They're waiting for you to tell them how that fits in, how you fit in. How you fit in, how they fit in. How they fit in. Okay. Now, I'm getting because of your partner, because you love your partner, you have to factor them in. You have the Lover's card here for where your spiritual spot, you do have love for them. I also see that what's helping the situation is there is some restriction due to that. Now, it's interesting how this Eight of Swords comes in. I feel like this is actually a good restriction. Technically, if you didn't want to honor the relationship, which I feel like you really, really do want to keep the relationship. I feel like you really, really do. If you didn't want to, if that didn't have to factor in, you could make much bigger changes to your life right now. But because of your partner and your partner's life and how they live and how they connect to your life, it is restricting how much you can do here. Because of love, you're working with that. If you didn't love your partner, this might go a different way. But because of the situation, this is a good thing. The Eight of Swords is a good thing because you're working with the restriction. You're considering your partner. You're not forcing them to do anything really, is what I'm getting. You're talking things out is what I'm also getting. If it comes to a situation where it could change their life too in a day-to-day level, you're talking that out with them. I'm getting this opportunity, whatever you got here, whatever you added yourself into, I'm getting it's going to take you a while. I do feel like there's opportunities you can't capitalize on. There's certain things you're going to just have to let flow past you. Just because it's not going to work with the relationship you have, it's not conducive. So there's certain things that maybe if you were single, the things would be different. But you're not. So there's certain things that are going to float on by you. I feel like it's hard to watch some of these opportunities pass you by. And as time goes on, when I'm getting the temperance, you're seeing more and more of these things kind of float on by you. But I feel like you want this relationship, and I feel like that makes sense to me. Your partner with the Three of Cups, especially as time goes on, I feel you're more adding them in, you're keeping them in the loop. I feel like they're connected to this situation. In some respect, they're connected. And I feel like they're enjoying it. They're feeling honored, they're feeling loved. I'm getting the Six of Cups, where they're seeing over time how you're considering them, how you're thinking about them, how you're making sure that, the relationship that you have with them is definitely playing a factor about what you go forward with this opportunity, what you do with this opportunity. And I'm getting that Six of Cups is like they realize that you look out for them. You look out for them, you make sure that they're included. You make sure that they stay in your life. I feel like this is a really good thing for the relationship. I also see, though, your partner does find a little stress on that because they do know, one way or another, they do see the proof in this. If they weren't in your life, you'd be making different decisions. And I do feel there's a little bit of stress, but that's a good thing because it just reinforces how much you love them. And I also see they ponder on that. And it seems like they want to make that good for you. The challenge card for them I'm noticing is the Knight of Cups in the Trust. You might see, this is why it's the challenge card. Hopefully you see this coming forward where they're showing you gestures of love, they're building more trust, and they're cultivating and honoring that connection they have with you. The challenge, why this is a challenge, is like once they see, I feel like it could make for some of you that are watching, your partner is going to get a little bit, how do I put this? Like, it's kind of like they feel a little, it makes them uncomfortable to know that, I feel like it makes them uncomfortable. And I feel like they might have a little bit of resentment about the situation. And I'm just kind of like, it's not the easiest thing because I don't feel it coming forward. I feel like they might feel bad about the situations that they feel like you're missing out on because of them. That's why this is the challenge card. Hopefully this is coming forward in love. Hopefully they're building more trust and they're just honoring that connection, realizing how much they mean to you. If they seem to fade back, though, that's a warning sign. That's a red flag. If they're fading back, I feel like they're not comfortable with the situation because I feel like they're just they're worried that this is going to double back on them or something. If they fade back, conversations need to happen. You need to pull them forward. I feel like you might need to be the one pulling forward this opportunity of love because if they fall back and they seem to fade back, that's a problem. I feel like that's a red flag, like something is wrong. They're feeling inadequate or something, or they're feeling like they're holding you back from what you really want. And there's a negative energy with that. If they fade back, know that that's a red flag. You need to nip that in the bud. You need to keep them talking. I feel like you can do that. Just keep them talking, keep them communicating what they're feeling so you can make sure that they don't go into that negative area where they feel like you're going to resent them for holding them back from what you really want, because that's not the truth. But if they fade back, there could be a negative energy there. If it comes forward in a good way, which I feel like the majority of you are going to experience that, they're going to want to spend more time with you. They're going to want to talk more with you. Realize that these are very important moments. The more you can capitalize on that, it's not just good for you, it's very good for them too, because they really feel that love you have for them, and they realize you're missing out or letting things go by you because of how much you love them. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Alright, I think I'm going to let that be there. I think we're good. Alright, let's go into Aquarian singles and see what we have for Aquarian singles. What do we have for Aquarian singles? Messages for Aquarian singles. Empowering information that helps them find out the truth about how people feel, how they feel, how somebody feels for them, the truth about the situations around them. Let the truth come forward for the Aquarians, for the people that they're involved with, that they may become involved with. I'm getting a very big truth, like unearthing the truth moment here. It reminds me of Libra a little bit. Getting the truth out. You know, you do have some communication. Somebody's coming forward with how they feel about you. Maybe that's the truth. Someone is coming forward with how they feel. Oh yeah, you got a knight coming towards you. Which, don't get caught up in the gender. Like, I don't know. Knights don't have to be male or female or either, in my opinion. Somebody's coming forward with you. They have a message. They have a message. It makes me laugh because I feel like, yeah, they're like, you've seen this person around you already. I don't know how much of an impact they made so far, but I feel like you got the Page of Swords in the past is like somebody is kind of giving you the clue that they're interested. Maybe they didn't come forward full force in the past, but they dropped a couple hints. Maybe you weren't overly impressed with that, though. Maybe you weren't. Because I'm getting the Four of Cups at the where you're standing. I'm getting the Four of Pentacles at the top. I'm getting a connection here. I'm getting a connection like maybe you haven't really let this go any farther, or maybe you didn't find out if there was more there because you weren't really sure if that's something you were interested in. There's definitely drawbacks here. There's definitely something holding you back from this person. They're coming forward towards you, and they're trying to gain your trust. That might be another reason why you're holding back, because you're not really sure if you can. There's something about this person that you're not at ease with. And I'm also seeing here the Five of Wands in your thoughts. There's something that really doesn't sit right with you, and I feel like you're worried about something. You're worried about a potential problem. A potential problem, which can go a few different ways, but I feel like if we just keep it in that realm, it makes the best sense for this reading. Now, this person's coming forward toward you. They come forward pretty fast. They come forward pretty strong. When I get the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like it's they're coming forward showing you the way they're interested. They're like, I want to start a relationship with you type person. They're like, I think we should, hang out a little bit to see how we match, because I think we would match great. I think we could do great things together. I think we could have a great life together. I'm getting the Five of Pentacles at the bottom. Seems to be how you're feeling about it. Kind of like, well, I'm going to need to know a little more. I'm going to have to get to know your personality a little better. I'm going to have to see if this is real or just something you want. Do you want me in your life because I'm good for your life, or you think we could be good for each other's lives? I hope that came out across right, because I feel like that's how you may be looking at this. You may be looking at it like, are you interested in me because I'm good for your life, or that we can help each other with each other's lives? Like, which exactly is this coming through? Because you're like, I need to know a little more. I need to see why you're more of an asset than maybe I'm seeing right now. I feel like that's fair. I don't feel like that's bad. I don't feel like that's bad at all. And it's not about attraction, I feel. It's more about, it's one thing to be attracted to somebody, but if you're going to be with somebody and it's only going to last a few months because you can't get along, maybe that's not really the best idea. If you're attracted to somebody and you're like, well, this could go for a while, but it could take some work, that could go left or right. If you find out better, like, actually we do work quite well together, maybe, and this is very stimulating for me, that's a whole other story. You don't know at this point where actually they sit. Could this be good for a little bit, for a while with some work, or is this something that would actually match? You're just not convinced either way, any of those ways, just yet. And I feel like that is a concern. Like, are you more beneficial to their life than they are to yours? I feel like that's a concern as well. As you keep going forward, you've got the Nine of Wands with the organization. I feel little by little, you're getting closer. You're starting to figure things out. You're seeing how their life really works. You're letting them know about your life and how your life really works. If they, you have no problems. I don't feel like you have any problem adding to somebody else's life. But this isn't a Mother Teresa relationship. You're not here just to, save somebody from themselves. That's not your thing. That's not what I'm connecting to anyway. you're like the give and take. I'm more than happy to help, but I'm going to need some in return. This is going to have to be a balance. This is going to have to be a balance. If it doesn't balance, not doing it. I don't care if I am attracted to you. Like, we could date it, maybe for a little while, but if you're going to drain me, if you're going to be a drain on my life, forget it. And it's taking a while. You're starting to see this more and more. And I see as this keeps going forward, the last thing that I see for this reading is the Seven of Cups with the health. You're seeing a lot of possibilities. And you're looking at this in I'm getting helped. Like, this is what's going on in their life. This is how I could fit into their life. This is what's going on in my life. This is what they could help me with in my life. Like, you're seeing where you could help each other out. At this point, it's more about, as you keep seeing each other, because I feel like you will, as you keep seeing each other, it's more about, all right, there's possibilities for us to help each other, but how is that actually happening? As you keep going forward, are they actually helping you with your life? How are you adding into their life? Are you actually finding that you're helpful in theirs? Is that balance really being struck? Or is that just a possibility that isn't really being capitalized on? I feel like that's where you're gonna go for it. At the end of this reading, that's what you're looking for. You're seeing possibilities. You're seeing how this could work. This could balance out. From that point forward, it's just like, does it or not? And then you'll make your decision from there. And I feel like that's it. That's how this is ending. All right. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.